Voices of the Mountains is the vocal component of the Symphony of the Mountains, and on Saturday, October 29th, you'll have the opportunity to enjoy this amazing choir as they perform their solo concert entitled In Flanders Fields. And here to preview this can't-miss musical event is Judy Fischer. Judy, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thank you.
And it really is going to be a very special performance, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The songs that are picked have been picked in particular because they represent veterans from all the different wars that the United States has been involved in.
And for me, I've known all about the Symphony of the Mountains, but I didn't know a whole lot about the Voices of the Mountains. Talk to us about this choir.
Okay, Voices of the Mountains is the current regional chorus in the Tri-City area, and it was formed in 2003 from the Bristol Chorus and the Kingsport Symphony Chorus. And so we have members that range from Bristol all the way up into Virginia, Marion, Abingdon, Wise, and then in the Kingsport area. But anyone is welcome to join. They do have to audition to be a member. And
so if you think you've got the voice for it, it's a great opportunity to get involved in a big community choir.
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
And
awesome
we actually get opportunities to sing in other venues. We're going to Scotland this summer, and we've been to Carnegie Hall twice.
So when you combine the Symphony of the Mountains, the Voices of the Mountains together, it's just a big sound. I mean, it's just we were talking about this particular concert being there at the Central Presbyterian in Bristol, and that's just a really nice place for this to be held.
I think the acoustics there are excellent, and we'll be doing 10 pieces, 4 of them a cappella. So you'll be able to hear the sound better that way.
Right.
And then there'll be an organ or piano with us on the other 6.
Let's talk about why you decided to do these. It is basically a celebration of veterans.
Yes.
And talk about where the idea for this came from.
I think it came from our coordinator, our director, Pat Flanagan. And I think he usually tries to pick some sort of meaningful thing that we would sing about and around.
Let's talk about some of the individual pieces. We talked earlier, In Flanders Fields is a poem that I'm familiar with. I'm sure a lot of folks are familiar with.
Yes.
I didn't know it had been made into a musical piece, but it has.
I think it's been made into a musical piece by several composers. We're actually singing it at the beginning and the end of the concert by 2 famous composers that are American.
Right.
And they each have their own interpretation of it.
Talk to us about some of the other pieces that'll be performed as well.
Okay. One of the other better-known pieces is Reconciliation, which also is called Dona Nobis Pacem, and it's by Ralph Vaughan Williams, who is a very famous composer. He's been ranked with composers that are internationally known. It has a lot of emotion in it. It's very poetic, and it carries a lot of meaning.
And you seriously just want this to be a complete celebration of those veterans that have given so much to our country.
Yes, that's our goal.
All right.
Yes.
Talk to folks about where they can get tickets, things of that nature.
Okay. So the tickets are $15 for adults. Children and students are free, and they can be obtained by going online to symphonyofthemountains.org or calling 423-392-8423, which is the phone for the symphony.
All right, Judy Fischer, thank you so much. We've got some information right now we're going to put up on the screen. It's Voices of the Mountains, like she said, Saturday, October 29th, 7:30 p.m., Central Presbyterian Church, a great venue, a great choir. It is a great time to come out and celebrate the veterans and all they've done for this country.